that is not even the craziest thing that I saw this morning. Where are these things coming from?
Scientists discover all sorts of weird things. I mean, you've got creatures that you compare to Casper the Friendly Ghost, huge spiders, new snakes, and more. Things are about to get a little scary around here. So there's this mountain that's nearly 4 times as high as the Burj Khalifa, which is the tallest building in the world, and it's been discovered off the coast of Chile. So the 1.9 mile tall seamount was found in the Pacific Ocean during a 28-day expedition. And this is an underwater mountain, and it's home to an incredible range of sponge gardens and ancient corals. Now, this is relevant because it's where a lot of rare species live, including a type of squid that's been filmed for the very first time, and there's also a spaghetti monster thing. So this whole discovery is one of many from an expedition to the underwater mountain range, and it's called the Nazca Ridge. It supports a thriving deep sea ecosystem, and oceanographers used high resolution mapping as part of their work, and that's how we found a lot of really cool stuff. It's part of the whole trying to map out the entire seafloor project, because only 26% of the seafloor has been mapped to this level. Also, there was a cool little underwater robot that people used to explore things. Amongst the amazing discoveries was this coral garden that was the size of 3 tennis courts and provides shelter for underwater creatures. We got the first ever camera footage of a live, let's see if I get this right folks, Promachotuthis squid. This squid is so rare that until now it's only been studied from a couple of samples found in nets. We're talking these samples dating back to the 1800s. A Casper Octopus was spotted for the first time, which we'll talk about in a moment. But there was these really cute flying spaghetti monsters, technically Bathyphysa siphonophores, but look at how cute these guys are. I know they're creepy, but they're so cute. So yes, Casper Octopus. Look at them. Look, if you're looking at a video of a white octopus sitting on a seabed, gently waggling its short stubby arms and peering with beady eyes into your camera, what's not to love? This little guy was officially discovered a couple of years back in the waters off of Hawaii at about 2.6 miles deep, and nobody'd ever seen anything like it before. And it got called Casper because he's so freaking cute. Until then, the only cephalopods filmed at such depths were Dumbo octopuses. Yep, named after the Disney character, and these guys were swimming around as deep as 6,900 meters with elegant ear-like flaps on either side of their heads. So the sighting of Casper was incredible for a couple of experts. One, Janet Voigt, Associate Curator of Invertebrate Zoology at the Field Museum of Natural History, who said it's totally new and different. And a lot of folks wanted to know why is Casper so ghost-like? A lot of other octopuses have very colorful elements in their skin. You can tell because it helps them to change their appearance in an instant. It's camouflage to confuse predators. Even in the deep sea, octopuses can have purple sort of pigments. So it was why is this little guy so bioluminescent? Why is he just hello, I'm here. Aren't I cute? So a lot of folks think it might be from a lack of pigment in his food. There's another puzzle though. Why does he have short arms? Granted, he's not alone in having a limited reach, but why is he just boop? Turns out the shallower and more tropical you are, the longer and thinner your arms get. Now, scientists have learned a lot more about cute little Casper by scouring a lot of years of archived footage. Oh, you're so cute. They spotted dozens more like Casper perched on the seabed from 2 distinct species. So there's a lot of little ghosty guys out there. I know I can't cuddle them, but I just want to. 2023 was the year of the Wasp, with a staggering 619 new species described by the Natural History Museum. So most of these belong to a group known as the Incertidae, which are parasitic insects that lay their eggs on and in unsuspecting invertebrate hosts. Scientists decided to bestow one genus of wasp, along with 14 species inside of it, the name of a Dalek, to acknowledge the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who, and I gotta give a point to that. I get it, give the nerd points. One of the doctors was hey, I'm a big fan, it's the anniversary, let's do it. I get it, but at the same time, wasps. Okay, arachnophobes, you might want to jump ahead for a moment, because a supersized spider was discovered in the Ecuadorian Amazon, and it's the first of its kind in the country. Pedro and Diego stumbled across this colossus being. They were on a nocturnal hike near the Tiputini Biodiversity Station in Ecuador, and they decided to name it in honor of Pedro's grandfather, which is cute. This mammoth beast, and I say mammoth, has 8 eyes, 8 legs, a very fuzzy orange-red abdomen. It lies in wait in foliage or on a tree trunk, and it's ready to pounce and ensnare passing insects. And on that note, folks, we're moving on before you see me jump 10 feet in the air. 5 new species of hedgehogs were identified in Southeast Asia, at least according to research published in the Zoological Journal. So these are part of a group of hedgehogs called hylomes, which are small, long-nosed mammals, and while they are members of the same family as the more familiar hedgehog, they're furry, they're not spiny. Previously, there were only 2 known species of soft-furred hedgehogs. But with this new discovery, now we're up to 7, folks! Isn't that so cute? So 2 of the species were newly discovered. Well, 3 of them that were once thought to be subspecies were actually found to be distinct enough to be a separate species. Now, one of the lead researchers, Melissa Hawkins, was like, their skulls are really cool because they're really tiny, but they have these really sharp teeth. And one of the discovered species has really long fangs, so it was named Hylomes macaron, which is derived from the Vietnamese word for vampire, which is just like, oh, that's so cute. The other discovered species was the vorax. The first 3 that were deemed to be separate were the dorsalis, the maxi, and the pequenesis. But they're just like, they're so cute. Look at how fuzzy they are. Yes, I know, long teeth are gonna hurt, but like, they're fuzzy. Scientists have discovered a new species of Antarctic dragonfish called a banded dragonfish. Now, they were originally and mistakenly thought to be of a species that is closely related, but had already been discovered. They live very deep in the Antarctic Ocean, making them kind of difficult to find. And varieties of dragonfish are also really largely isolated, so experts hypothesize that it might have been isolated within deep trenches under glacier, surviving on food pushed in by the moving ice. But once the glaciers retreated, this subpopulation had become distinct enough to be reproductively incompatible with others. And that's how we got a brand new species. They're kinda neat. So scientists discovered hundreds of new species of things in Sima, and much to my ick, one of them is the Mabu bush viper. This is the sole representative of this genus from the area, and it's diverged from its East Africa sister taxa approximately 15 million years ago. Turns out the ecoregion is fragmented across small isolated pockets of rainforest, grasslands, and shrublands, and each has their own unique but distantly related plants and animals. And scientists believe that the species found in the region, they're endemic. They're not present anywhere else on Earth. There's apparently so much more to discover. Turns out a lot of these species may go extinct before they can be recorded. So like, good that this one was recorded, but now I know where not to go for that. Ugh. There is an international team of researchers that have discovered 7 new species of tree frogs that make otherworldly calls in the rainforests of Madagascar. So their strange, high-pitched whistling calls sound kind of like sound effects from Star Trek, and as a result, the researchers named the new species after 7 of the series' most iconic captains. We got Kirk, Picard, Cisco, Janeway, Archer, Burnham, and Pike. Which, like, I don't know. I think that's really cool as a bit of a sci-fi nut. Turns out a couple of the species are found in places accessible to tourists, so if you want to go on a Star Trek frog hunt, you're great. But to find a lot of the other ones, experts had to undertake major expeditions, so maybe don't go too remote in the forest, folks. So last year, scientists found 5 new snail-eating snakes. Turns out they actually have a connection to Leonardo DiCaprio. I think he named one of them after his mother, which, like, cool and all. They have been classified as near threatened in terms of habitat because their forest is being converted into farmland. That's over in Panama and Colombia. So sad to see that, but also, snakes. Off of the coast of the Philippines, a colorful sea creature moved along a sandy slope, and it was golden. And a lot of scientists were like, hey, why is there a little gold thing? Turns out, brand new golden sea slug. Researchers were visiting the Balian Bay quite a bit. They wanted to survey sea life, and they were like, hey, we like you. We're gonna take you with us for later study. Well, eventually they did a large-scale DNA analysis, and they found several possible new species. And they're pretty neat to look at. Well, that's all for today, folks. I've been Alexa. See ya.